All right, let's talk about the 2026 Lexus NX 350h. In a world that's just racing towards plug-ins and full EVs, this luxury SUV, it's doing something a little different. It's making a huge bet on a more traditional kind of hybrid. So the big question is that a smart bet? We're going to find out.
And that brings us to the central question, really. When you look at this crowded market packed with luxury SUVs, is it even possible that this Lexus Hybrid, that it doesn't have any real competition? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But stick with me. We're going to dig into why that might actually be true.
So, uncontested. How is that even possible for a luxury SUV? It sounds a little far-fetched. Well, the secret isn't really about the badge on the front or the price tag. It's all about what's going on with the powertrain.
And this right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. You've got your German rivals, BMW, Audi, Volvo, and they're all in on plug-in hybrids, or maybe some mild hybrids. But Lexus, they're playing a totally different game. They're basically the only major player left offering a traditional, self-charging luxury hybrid. What that means is they've carved out this little niche for buyers that everyone else seems to have forgotten about. It's a really interesting and, honestly, a pretty bold strategy.
All right, let's just get it out of the way. The elephant in the room. We all know the NX shares its platform with the Toyota RAV4. So the question on everyone's mind is this just a gussied-up RAV4 with a Lexus price tag slapped on it? Well, it's not quite that simple. The real difference is in the details.
Okay, so yeah, they start from the same foundation, but this is where their paths really diverge. The NX, for instance, gets a bigger, more powerful electric motor. That bumps the horsepower up to 240. But honestly, the real upgrade, the thing you're paying for, is the refinement. We're talking way more sound deadening, better glass, just a cabin that's filled with those premium luxury-grade materials. It's all about making it feel like a proper luxury car.
And look, that's not just marketing fluff on a spec sheet. You can actually feel it when you're driving. This quote from Motormouth nails it. The end result is a car that genuinely feels like a Lexus. It's way quieter, you feel more isolated from the road, it just delivers on that premium promise.
Okay, so we've established that it's refined, but what does that actually mean for the driving experience? Let's talk about what it's like on the road.
The drive is just classic Lexus. Comfort is absolutely king here. The suspension is tuned to be super smooth, the cabin is incredibly quiet, and it just kind of glides over road imperfections. But here's the thing. It's not a slug, not at all. That hybrid system gives you this really nice, satisfying burst of power right when you need it, for getting on the highway or passing someone. It feels surprisingly capable and confident.
And hey, if you do want a little more sportiness in your life, there's a new option. The F-Sport models can now get this thing called an adaptive variable suspension. To put it simply, it's a smart suspension that can firm things up when you want it to, giving you much more responsive handling. It's kind of like getting the best of both worlds. Comfort when you want it, and a bit of performance when you're in the mood.
Okay, let's step inside. Lexus gave this interior a massive overhaul back in 2022, and you can tell the focus is 100% on tech and making the driver feel in command.
Yeah, you can really see that design philosophy here. They call it a driver-focused cockpit, and it's true. Everything from how the big screen is angled towards you to where they put the buttons, it's all designed to be within easy reach. The idea is simple, right? Keep your eyes on the road, not fumbling for controls.
Now, for the main event, the screens. You've got two choices. The standard is a pretty generous 9.8-inch screen, but you can upgrade to this absolutely massive 14-inch display. But here's the really great part. It doesn't matter which one you get. Both come standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's awesome. You're not forced to pay extra just to get the features you're going to use literally every single day.
All right, let's talk about the good and the not so good inside. First, the good stuff. Lexus kept physical knobs for the temperature. Yes, we love that. And these push-button electronic doors with safe exit assist are actually a really clever safety feature. But, it's not all perfect. The cabin does feel a little narrow side to side. And here's the big one, a major issue for some people, headroom. If you're a taller driver, say over 6'2", it is tight, especially with a sunroof. And the cargo space? It's fine, but just okay for this class.
So you might be thinking, if it doesn't have a direct hybrid competitor, what are people actually cross-shopping it with? Well, let's bring in one of the heavy hitters from the gas-powered world, the very stylish, very powerful Genesis GV70. And this comparison really shows you two completely different philosophies of what a luxury SUV should be. The Lexus is all about that amazing fuel efficiency and legendary reliability, right? That's why they hold their value so well.
The Genesis, on the other hand, is all about jaw-dropping design and performance. It's got that punchy turbo engine and more exciting rear-biased handling. Look, they're both great SUVs, but they're absolutely built for two totally different customers.
Okay, so we've looked at the competition, the drive, the interior. What's the final verdict on the 2026 Lexus NX Hybrid? For me, it all comes back to this one number, 41. 41 miles per gallon in the city. For a luxury SUV, that is just an incredible figure. It's a huge, huge part of this vehicle's appeal. You're getting real-world savings every time you fill up, and you never ever have to think about plugging it in.
So, let's just boil it all down. The pros? You get that super smooth, luxurious ride. You get that fantastic fuel economy. And of course, you get that bulletproof Lexus reliability. Now the cons. The price can get really high on the top trims. That limited headroom is a genuine problem for tall people. And yeah, under hard acceleration, you can still hear that droning sound from the eCVT. It's just a hybrid thing.
And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? In a market that is just obsessed with sportiness and aggressive styling, the NX Hybrid doesn't even try to play that game. It just confidently focuses on comfort, efficiency, and reliability. So no, it's not the flashiest choice on the block. But by being the only one doing what it does, you have to wonder, could it actually be the smartest choice of them all?